Hello and welcome to the second in the series of videos related to games based on popular reality TV shows and game shows. If you haven't seen the first video on America's Top Model, do check it out. There will be a link in the description in case you missed one out. And as you can see, we are playing that well-known words and letters and numbers game, Countdown. Now, for those of you who don't know what Countdown is, and you're probably under the age of 30, very quickly, Countdown's probably one of the longest running TV programmes in British history, having debuted on Channel 4 in 1982. In fact, the very first programme we broadcast on Channel 4 was this quiz show. I say quiz show, it's more of a game show really. It's all about working out words from a selection of letters randomly picked by the contestants, and also addition based on what you can do with a random selection of numbers based on what we explain as we go along. It's too really complicated anyway. Like this program's been going since, well, ages ago, 1982. That's nearly 40 years. It's gone through a number of hosts and it's still going today. For those people obviously under the age of 30, probably have no idea what we're talking about. So what we're going to play here is the Wii version of Countdown, and it's not very interesting, to be honest with you. It's all a bit, well, sort of dull. You'll see as we go along. If you'd like to play along at home, you can do. And the reason I say that is not because I want people to join in and I don't want people to turn off. More importantly, you can play along at home because you'll be able to see the letters that come up and try and make a word out of it. If you don't understand, still understand what I'm talking about, you'll get the general idea as we go along. Should also say, because I'm incredibly sad and have no friends, I'll be playing against myself here, or the Wii, and we'll get an idea of how clever the Wii is as this video sort of develops a bit further. Having sort of done the commentary, doing the commentary now, and I've already played this, I can give you a fair idea that it's not much of a contest, to be honest with you. Yeah, because the Wii isn't really very good at things like this. It certainly seems to struggle anyway. God, why can't I do this? Come on, stop. There we go. Right. Okie doke. So, a lot of loading in this game as well, which is really strange. I decided, rather than sort of pick basic sort of skills, to sort of go amateur, because I did really want myself to be humiliated. So, I'm not sure how you'll see how difficult that difficulty level is as the video sort of progresses, as in not overly, but enough in there to sort of go. So this is the basic premise of Countdown. You have a choice of consonants and vowels. For those of you who don't know what a consonant is, it's not a vowel. And as you see go along, you make a random selection. I think you're going to have a minimum of like 3 or 4 vowels per 9 letters on the board, something like that. I can't quite remember. And what you'll see, the idea is now, out of this wonderful selection of letters, I have to make the longest word possible. You see the clock at the top is going round. Now, in the actual TV programme, you get 30 seconds to come up with a biggest word as possible. In this game, you have 30 seconds to submit a word by clicking on the letters, and then they will appear, as you'll see here now, on the bottom, which will sort of come up with my word. You don't, if you get to 30 seconds and you haven't submitted anything, you don't get any points. Obviously, I've got a longest word of coat, which is a good start. As you can see, coat, as far as I'm aware, and the dictionary says, is a word. Now, if that's the longest word, I will get 4 points for that. And obviously, Golden-axe isn't a word. I mean, perhaps you're trying to spell golden axe. That's 2 words. Now, just so you know, there is an option there. If you sort of get your words, you can see the biggest number there was biggest word you can make out. There was a 6-letter word, and it very kindly lists all the words there. So you can sort of see there's different. You know, you can go, oh yes, I didn't realise gallant was in there, or Cantal, or analog. I'd have never got those. So if you're playing along at home, you can sort of see if the words you've got sort of crop up on those. So because I got the longest word in that round, that was actually a word not made up, I get the 4 points. Great start. And I'm off to a good start with this one. This is how it goes. You've never seen Countdown before. This is it. This is as exciting as it gets. We get some numbers in a bit, then it gets really exciting. So pens at the ready, people. Here we go. You might find, rather than give you the full 40 seconds, I'm just going to sort of pick a word and then sort of think, well, okay, I'll leave it there, and if I think I can't get any more than that, then what I'll do is just stop the clock. You've got the option there, obviously, you know, anytime you can cancel everything, it'll throw them all back at the top and you can reselect. So I've gone with Genie, which, yes, is a word. Good, that's a good start. And Billy's gone with egg, with missing a G. It's going to be a bit of a one-sided contest, this, isn't it? There's actually a 6th letter there, which is the longest, which is eyeing. And the computer will now confirm that eyeing is the longest word. So with my 5-letter word, I win the round, go 9-0 up. For those who do know what Countdown is, obviously you're surprised by the complete absence of any sort of footage of people who work on Countdown, such as Nick Hewer, who's the current host, and Rachel Riley, and Susie Dent, who's always in Dictionary Corner. I'm not sure why they've just sort of gone for the very, very sort of basic option. I know there were a number of DVD-based games based on this particular quiz show. Whether they've, I don't know, haven't got the rights or whatever, I've got absolutely no idea as to why half, you know, surely that they could have put somebody with a bit of personality, or we've got a generic voice which goes on. Flasher, that's an interesting choice. If anybody can spot my deliberate mistake, you'll get an idea very, very shortly. Let's see what Billy's come up with. Oh, he's got a word this time, so he's actually made a word out of the letters that we've got on there, but unfortunately he was well wrong. Now I had a 7-letter word, flash. Oh, bugger. Well, there we go. If I'd been a bit flashier, I might have got that right. Ah, well, I was quite happy with flasher. That's a 7-letter word. That for me is sort of like high point. I mean, occasionally I get the conundrum, which again you'll see right at the very end of it. Do I watch Countdown? No, not really. I tend to watch the 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown version, which again will need explaining. There's the normal Countdown version, and then there's a sort of like a late night comedian version with mixing 2 of Channel 4's best panel shows, Countdown and 8 out of 10 Cats, and basically comedians playing Countdown. It does work. I know some people don't really like it, but I think it's been brilliant all the way through. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check it out. If you do know what I'm talking about, then obviously you know what I'm talking about. Trying to distract you from the fact that I've got a really rubbish selection of letters here. Rower, yes. You can have a tower. I can't really get many better than that. Usually I can get 6. I'm a 6. I'm pretty. I can get 5. I see that. Yeah, woe is Billy at the moment. He's really struggling. And there was a 7 in there, which will surprise everybody. That an aerator. Area. I mean, you think, oh yeah, area. Oh, you can see it now, can't you? It's always the same. Oh, I can see it now. It's like people on quiz programs. You answer questions. You go, oh, I know the answer to that one. You know, why on earth are you saying that? It's completely wrong. And then you say, oh, yes, of course, it's the right answer, isn't it? Oh, of course it is. It's always that. Oh, of course it is. If, you know, we kept saying that, we wouldn't need quiz programs, would we? Right. So you can see a slightly different approach now, because we're going to go to a numbers round. Well, this is where the variation changes. And numbers, usually there are you get to pick 2 large ones, or you can have actually you can have any number of large ones you want. Most people go 2 large, 4 small, because that tends to be a bit easy to work out. And actually, this is the most tricky part of the game. Not the adding up. Well, actually, it is the adding up, but actually negotiating the controls to do it at the same time. So, those are the 6 numbers it's picked. This is the number it's got to reach, which is 493, and you have 30 seconds to now add that up. And what you have to do is click on the numbers and then the symbols down the side, and then work out, move that, there we go, so move that total there across there. And it's a bit difficult with the Wii remote trying to move it around at the same time and think, oh, I've got 30 seconds to do this. Especially if you think, well, I can get to 475, and then what do I do with the rest of them? And you can see I'm absolutely up against the clock here. If you're using a calculator, see, when that comes up, it doesn't stop the clock carries on. And you can see I've just about made it bang on time. 1 out. And Billy, 7 times 75 is 500, and that's as far as he got. Yep. He's a bit thick, is old Billy. But it can be done. Of course, what you would do is obviously get to 110 first, and then add all these up and take all those away, and yeah. So the computer worked that one out I say computer, the console worked that one out much better than I did. But 494 still gets me 7 points because I was one away. Or not one away. Yes, I was one away. Like I said, 10 points if you get it bang on, 7 if you get close enough. I think 5, they can give 5 points as well. But as you can see, this is a bit of a drubbing at the moment, 28-0. One would hope that Billy might mount a comeback at some point. Now, I think the TV show only goes for about sort of 7 letters and 2 number rounds and a conundrum, I think. This one goes slightly longer. So you'll just have to bear with it. There's not a lot of variation. It's not like America's Top Model with something different happening on some of the other game shows I'm going to sort of go through. This is really what Countdown is all about. I say it's not an overly long video, so I should keep going till the very end. Another 6. There we go. Now, what has Billy come up with? Brilliant. I presume that stands for Aston Villa or audio visual, but obviously he's missed all those other letters aren't up there. I think it'd be much easier if you just sort of just make a word up.
Let's check the score.
Availed for 7, which is one better than halved for 6, but it's still 34-0. What round are we on now? Round 7. I think we're probably about halfway through at the moment. I never heard the term consonant before until Countdown came. It was sort of like letters and vowels. As I said before, vowels are not consonants. God, that's a rubbish selection of letters, isn't it? Goodness me. You can go loose, I suppose. Looser. No, nothing else. Losers. Losers. People who play this game. Definition of. No, we're going to go for loopers. Looper? Now, I chose looper here because I wasn't quite sure if loopers was actually a derogatory term for people who are sort of lost their mind, or people who eat Cheerios for breakfast. But no, apparently you can have loopers. And, well, goodness knows what Billy's doing or what he's smoking, but that's not even competition. Scoopers I could have had for 8. Cesspool, which is probably where this game has come from, and if you go a little further down, loopers for 7. So I could have had loopers, but I had looper instead because I had no confidence in my own ability. There we go. So scoopers for 8, but I got a 6-letter word instead. Oh yes, of course scoopers was up there, wasn't it? Yeah. Everybody says that. Because we're all geniuses, aren't we, afterwards? Hindsight geniuses. Oh, of course Scoopers was there, yeah. I mean, how often do you use the word scoopers in everyday life? I presume that's what they call ice cream attendants, isn't it? Scoopers. I can't think of how you would use that word to describe anybody. I work in an ice cream parlour, therefore I am a scooper. If there are 2 of you, they are scoopers. Let us think about that for a moment, possibly. Maybe not, I don't know. Yep, so this is round 8, and we're up to a 5-letter word of count. If I DOWN, I could have gone count down. But no. Luckily, counts in the dictionary. I'm pretty sure Billy's response might not exist. Yeah, he's just put all the letters up there in a different order. Yeah, he's really grasping for straws at the moment. Grasping for straws, clutching for straws. Also the fact that, notice they may have heard there, the little note, a little message to say, I've got one of the longest words. So if you do get the longest word, you get a little message. And the 5 letters were the longest on that one. So it's now 45-0. Into round 9 and another letters game. The great thing about Countdown as well, when it's shown in the UK, is there are commercial breaks in between to sort of wake you up or sell you stuff, because obviously you're sitting there wondering if it's worth carrying on at all with life. Is this what it gets good at, sitting here in an armchair in the afternoon at 2 o'clock watching Countdown? Perhaps I should buy some of these products. They tell me, no, I'll tell you what, I'll go and blow my brains out instead. Maybe that's probably a bit harsh, actually. Yes, it probably is a bit harsh. Hope you're all playing along at home as well. Remember that if you do get a certain number of letters, you know, if you get a 6-letter word, give yourself 6 points or whatever, or 5 points, or 3 in some people's cases. If you're Billy, none. Sabres. He's not even trying now, is he? I mean, Russos, which I think is Greek for taxi. Maybe not. Lassuers was for 8. Bralus. How did I miss Bralus? Carlus? That Carlus there. Yeah, Carlus. Rassells. Brassies. You got 30. The thing is, you got 30 seconds to think about it, and then like we say, oh, it's obvious. Oh, of course, yes, it's up. Oh, yes, there it is. Yeah, there we go. It's one of those. I feel if I noticed Lasso was there, I probably would have ignored Lassoers because, as I said before, I just don't got no confidence whatsoever. So with this, the score tightly packed at 51-0, we move on to another numbers round. Always thrilling. Not my choice this time. And 7, and we're looking for 294. Off we go. So yeah, you tick the number and then work out what you're trying to do, and then move along from there. And remember to carry that number across if you plan on using it. I'm 6 away. How do I get? Not that one. No, not that one. The other one. Take 300 from 7. No. Okay. Shit. Yeah. See, I played this last night, or 2 nights ago. So if actually what I had done there was 300 minus 7, 293 would have got me 1 away. Go on in, Billy. 300. And he stopped at 300. I don't think he would have got any points for that. So I think. Did I get any there? 25 by 7, 32. So yeah, 32 by 9. I've got a calculator sat right next to me, so I can just do this on my own. Did I get any points? Yeah, I got 7 for being the closest, even though I was 3 away. Was it? I can't remember now. Was it 300 take away 9? 291. Yeah. Oh dear, it's not going to matter anyway, is it? I mean, I don't think Billy's going to mount a comeback. I think if I sat here without if I sat there without actually touching the Wii remote, I don't think he'd come back and beat me. To be honest with you, E, no, oh, E, no, E. Yes, we could have Lego. Oh, Lego. I don't know. Yeah. Incidentally, if you do get any long words, you did get any long words, do let me know, because I quite like to see if you did better than me. If you did, great, fantastic. All hats off to you, and I shan't feel inferior whatsoever. Be nice if if people could sort of say, yeah, I got an 8-letter in here, or whatever. Yeah, it'd be great if you did, because this is the game for you. Why have you not got this in your collection? And amazingly, it's actually a game which left. I mean, oh God, you could have had leg for 3. There's a 7. What's a 7? Collage. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is a game which, strangely enough, on the Wii actually holds its value. I was lucky enough to get this for 50p in a charity shop last year, which I was quite stunned by, because I think CX was selling it for 4 at the time. I think it's 350 now. But it's a game which has held its value. Why has a game like this held its value? There's absolutely nothing here beyond playing it once that you want to do. There were a couple of options at start. You can have 2 players. There's like a multiplayer. There's a survival option, which I think is basically you keep going till you get knocked off or lose, and that's the end of the game. So there's not a lot really you can do with it. It's numbers and words, and there's sort of limitations to do all that, and it's exactly the same. But that's how the original program is. You can't sort of change the format. You can add to it, but it's still the bottom line going to be numbers and letters, and then from that the game comes. But I thought they really would have put some what's the word I'm thinking of? Some character to it, some of the personalities from the TV program, just to make it a bit more interesting. Whether it's a rights issue or not, I don't know. I couldn't possibly tell. Do excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, or remnants of a cold. I had a sneezing fit before I came on tonight, so. Right, where are we? 13. I think we're getting close. I think we have a numbers round shortly, and then we have the conundrum. And the conundrum is, again, you get just letters thrown at you. Sort of 9, I think it's a 9-letter word. And they're all jumbled up, and you have to get the word from that within the 30 seconds. You'll see it once we get there. I think I've just equaled my personal best of the evening. That's 7 for pointed, and that will do.
Congratulations.
Yes, it was last time I checked. There we go. Now, what did William do? Well, that's quite impressive for him. It's actually a word. 7 was the best, which I think you'll see pointed was on there, as was posited. The best solution was, of course, intones, which I've never used in my entire life. And the score was crept up to 75 to 0, which I've not kept my eye on at all. Right, so we now do the final numbers round, and I think we go to the conundrum after that, and then that's it. So 14th round, William to choose.
25, 7, 75.
Here we go, and the total needed is 129. I'm saying nothing.
That's a very good answer.
There you go. 7 seconds, I think, to get that one. That's a dead easy one. And the thing was, he did it slightly differently. He went 5 by 125. So he actually gets 10 points for this. They're going to give me a best solution, which is, I think, the one I went for. Was that the one I went for? Possibly was. So Billy gets his first score of the round, first score of the competition, 10 points. We both get 10 for getting that right. So it can be done. They're not all that easy, though. Okay, so the conundrum, you have 30 seconds to guess the word that's going to come onto the screen from the jumbled letters.
Get ready.
Okay, is it 9? It is a 9-letter word. And it's revealed as Ritfleas. Now, the word is in that. And as the clock ticks, and it's ticking, and I'm still trying to work out what it is. And I'm still trying to work out what it is. And I'm rapidly running out of time, and I don't think I'm going to be able to work out what this is. No, I'm not. I've got no idea what it was. I can't even remember what it is now after playing the game. Checking dictionary, the word you've submitted is not in the dictionary. Yeah, I didn't answer because I didn't know what the answer was. So there we go. Obviously, and Billy has found the conundrum. Billy, who's been playing like a thick twonk for 14 previous rounds, has managed to work out that that was welfarist. What on earth? No competition for 13 rounds, and he gets one maths question right, and he gets the conundrum. Well, I feel like a right teapot, which, coincidentally, is what you win. Yes, the prize is a teapot. You'll also see some other trophies for other achievements I managed to unlock during the game. They'll pop up there. That's it for Countdown. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that video. It's really quite strange, isn't it? A strange old game. Certainly not one that I may go back and play any further. If you like words and numbers, that's your game for you. If you like what you see, do feel to comment, like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more videos. We do have some more game show, reality TV programme games coming up very, very soon. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I'm Retro Bear. This is my channel. You are my viewers. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.